Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Good Orderly Direction, Practical Tools of the Bible. This is another video in the Meditations for Mental Health series. Today we're discussing James 1:19 through 20, coping with anger and toxic people. And we are coming up on Thanksgiving, and I know a lot of people are going to be interacting with family who may or may not be toxic. So let's look at how to handle some of the toxicity. The verse goes, "Know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. For the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God." All right, let's break that down. Hearing means respecting boundaries, both yours and theirs, instead of listening with the intent of arguing or making assumptions about what you're hearing. Hear the words, get clarification. Hearing means respecting other people's points of view. You don't have to take them on, you don't have to agree with them, but respecting those. So we're hearing what they say, and we're prudently trying to understand what's being said, both through words and actions. On the Doc Snipes channel, I talk regularly about how behavior is communication. If somebody is being unkind, that is an aggressive action. Well, what does that mean? That means they probably feel unsafe in some way, or they feel helpless and hopeless in some way, and they are reacting. So it's important to recognize that anger is a response to a perceived threat. It's essential when you start feeling angry. Remember, it says slow to anger. It doesn't say don't ever get angry. It says hear what's being said. Get the facts, make sure you know what the person's actually trying to say or actually trying to do. All right, once you have that, if you start feeling angry, that's okay. Anger is a response to a perceived threat. And it's essential to step back and check the facts in context, being truthful with yourself. Is there a threat from this person at this time? Is this thing that they said or did going to cause me harm in some way? If so, then you got to take actions. If not, then you want to think about, well, I guess both ways. Prudently choose the most loving and productive response. You only have so much energy. What is the best way to use your energy to handle this situation? And a lot of times, especially during holidays, one of the ways may be just letting it go. Arguing with Uncle Bob about something isn't going to be productive, and it may make other people feel uncomfortable. It's going to use a lot of your energy. Getting upset over somebody being ugly to you, you have the right to address them and tell them that hurt your feelings. However, unfortunately, when people are ugly, toxic, it's important to consider, is saying anything to them even going to impact them? Do they even really care? And are they even able to respond? Some people are just so unhappy and so toxic. The best you can do is have compassion for them and let it roll off your back. Like, okay, so-and-so's in a mood, not my fault, not my circus, not my monkeys. If you decide to say something, it's important, or are trying to decide whether you should say something, it's important to think about the mnemonic think. Is what you have to say truthful? Hopefully it is. That's part of the Recovery Perfects principle. Is it truthful? If you say something, would it be helpful? Sometimes we have things to say that aren't helpful, especially if you're starting to talk about politics or something. What you have to say may be truthful. It may be your point of view, but is it helpful in promoting unity and calm in this particular situation, or is it just going to stir the pot? Can you say it, if you're going to say it, in a way that's inspirational instead of critical? Is it necessary to say it? And again, that goes along with helpful. Sometimes you have things to say that may be very helpful, but they're not necessary. Maybe you would cook the turkey differently. Well, okay, what you have to say may be truthful, may be very right. It might be helpful and coming from a good place in your heart. But is it necessary to tell that person that, especially after they've spent 5 hours in the kitchen preparing a meal? And if you do have to say something, can you say it in the kindest way possible?